What's up everyone, and in today's video we'll be talking about cybersecurity. I'll be giving you 10 most popular cyber threats and how you can protect yourself, your computer or your whole system from these threats. And if this was your first time coming to this channel, go down there and click on the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so that you see all our future videos. And I also have my notes with me so that I won't miss anything, so you'll be seeing me looking down from time to time. Okay, now let's go into the details. So the first threat, the most popular threat that you can encounter while you are on the internet or you're using a computer is malware. And these are programs that will do damage on your computer, and they come in different forms. We have the common virus, we have worms, we have the Trojan Horse, we have adware, we have ransomware. There are a lot of different types of malware that will do damage on your computer. So it's important for you to know exactly what they are and how you can protect yourself from all these types of malware. So let's talk first about how you can get malware on your computer. So let's say that I want to give you some files and I put maybe a movie on my flash drive, and then I give you that flash drive so that you'll be able to play. So if my computer is a virus, that virus can also go onto that thumb drive, and then once you put that thumb drive on your computer, the virus will also be copied to your computer. That's one of the common ways on how you can get a virus to your computer. And then the other one is if I send you an attachment on an email, and that attachment can be containing a virus. So once you download that attachment on your email, that virus will be installed on your computer as well. And then the other way is if you are on those shared websites and you're downloading stuff, sites like Pirate Bay, where you download movies and all those different shared sites. The moment that you download stuff on those sites, you'll be also downloading things like malware, all those different types of malware. So these are some of the ways you can get your computer infected by a virus. And once you have malware on your computer now, it will start to replicate on itself. And from there, it will start to affect the files that are already there. So you see that if you have, let's say, a lot of files, those files might end up being hidden or sometimes being deleted by that virus. So you might end up losing a lot of important files on your computer. There is also another type of malware which is called a Trojan Horse, and this one will appear as if it's a useful software. And then once you install that software on your computer, it will start to replicate and later on affect your files. And now moving on to threat number 2, which is phishing. And in phishing, this is where an attacker impersonates a legitimate entity, for example, a bank. They will send you an email where that email there will be a link that will say, click here to secure your account. And once you click on that email now, usually there will come a form that will say, enter your name, enter all your details. And as you enter those details now, you are sending your personal details to a third party, which is not the actual bank. And then from there now, those details that you have entered can be used for doing fraudulent things. So you have to be careful when you receive emails from all these entities. It's much wiser for you to actually call them with the number that you recognize, or to go to the bank physically for you to get help, not using emails. On phishing, there is a bait usually whereby on that email there will be a link that will be telling you to click. Usually it will be talking about your security, or maybe you want something, or maybe something that will cause you to click on that link. Just think of it like this, right? When you go to the dam to do phishing, you need bait for you to catch fish. So that's basically what the attacker will use. That attacker will use bait in form of a link, and once you click on that link now, you'll be led to a form where you'll be asked about your personal information. And then on number 3, we have phaming, which is not the normal phaming that we do, but a type of phaming that is found in cybersecurity, which is spelled PHA, not FA. So in this case now, there will be a virus that will be installed on your computer. And every time you type in a certain website, you'll be redirected to a fake site that look exactly like the site that you wanted to go to. Usually they use what is called DNS spoofing. So let's say that you want to go to Amazon, you want to buy some stuff on Amazon, right? So if you type in amazon.com, you'll be redirected now to another site that looks exactly like Amazon. And then if you do your purchasing and you do your checkout, the moment that you pay now, you won't be paying to Amazon, but you'll be paying to a third party that will have installed that virus on your computer. So that is how phaming happens. And on number 4, we have man in the middle. So this one now, this is when an attacker intercepts communication between two parties. So let's say that you're communicating with someone maybe via email. So the attacker will be in between you and the person you are sending to. And then that person will intercept that communication. Let's say you are communicating about sensitive information. That person will be able to read whatever that will be on that email. And sometimes that person can also inject a virus and then will forward that message so that on the receiver, now the receiver will receive that message plus the virus that will be will have been injected by the attacker in between. And the next threat is DDoS. This is popular with people who do gaming. If you are in the gaming community, you understand this point, DDoS attacks. And this is flooding a network with bot-created requests. So let me just explain. Okay, so you see that servers have a maximum amount of requests that they can handle at a given time. So it means if you can send requests that are more than the maximum limit of that server will pause momentarily. And at that moment that it pauses operations, the defense mechanism that has been installed on those servers will also pause. And it will be easy now for a hacker to get into that system to do whatever that they'll be trying to do. And DDoS can also be used as a distraction while the hacker is stealing personal information, because your security system will be busy fighting those bots that will be sending requests, and then they'll forget about all the other things. And from there now the hacker will be able to get into your system with much ease, and that person will be able to get anything on your servers and can also physically damage your servers because of those DDoS attacks. And the next cyber threat is social engineering. And this is where an attacker manipulates you to divulge confidential information that can compromise your security. And this can be done face-to-face, or someone can call you and pretend to be someone else. And then as you be talking, that person will be taking note all the important information that can be used to break into your security. So you should always be aware of who you are talking to and the information that you'll be divulging to anyone, especially people that you do not know. And our next threat is zero-day exploits, and this is a vulnerabilities or flaw in software that is not yet known by the security community or by the developer of that software. And all these vulnerabilities can be exploited by attackers before a fix can be released. That's why you see that there are times when after a certain company releases a phone, they will have patches afterwards, security patches where they'll be fixing errors that were there on manufacturing. And this can be used to steal sensitive information or gain unauthorized entry to your system. And the problem with this kind of attack is that it's very difficult to detect it, because these are vulnerabilities that have been discovered yet by the actual developers. So it will be difficult for you to actually detect that something's happening in the background with your device. But as a precaution, just make sure that your device is always up to date. If there is an update from the manufacturer of your device, go and get that update as soon as you can to protect your system. And the last cyber threat that we're going to talk about today is brute force attacks. And this is where a hacker attempts to guess a password by systematically trying all possible combinations. And this is done automatically using bots. So if that system manages to get the correct password, they'll be able to enter into that system. And that hacker will be able now to steal or to do any changes on your system. So you have to be vigilant when you're using the internet. Okay, enough about the threats. Now let's talk about the solution. What measures can you take to protect your system? So there are some measures that does not need you to pay anything, and there are some that will require you to pay a certain amount of money. So you're going to start with the free one and then move on to what you can also do if you have money to pay. So the first one is use strong passwords. When you're creating a password, mix uppercase, mix lowercase, put numbers and special characters so as to make your password strong. And once you have created a password, change it regularly. Maybe you can do it that monthly or after 3 months. Just choose a period whereby you change all your passwords. And also use different passwords for each account. That is very important. If you use one password for all accounts, it means if I manage to get that password, I'll be able to get into all your other accounts. So always create different passwords for each account that you'll be having. And never save your password on the browser. I know it's easy, it will be easy for you if you just save your password on your browser, but do not do that. Never do that. If you want your system to be secure, never save passwords whatsoever. Type in your password every time you want to log into your accounts. And number 2, to cater for malware, for viruses, for Trojan Horse, you need to get an antivirus. And this antivirus, you have to get it from a reputable company, reputable names, reputable brands. And you should also update it as often as possible. And you also need to update your operating system, because if you have a good antivirus but your operating system is not up to date, there will be vulnerabilities as well. So all those things should be up to date always. And also, every time you install a software, make sure that that software that you're installing is from a trusted source. Number 3, install a firewall. And this can be software or hardware. And this one, it prevents unauthorized access by becoming a barrier between the internet and your computer. But how does it work? So what a firewall does, it filters traffic based on specific criteria. So as you design or as you install your firewall, you're the one who sets up the criteria on what to allow into your system and also what to allow out of your system, because it checks both outgoing and incoming traffic. And it will prevent unauthorized access to a network or your computer. So this is, if you can afford, it will be wiser for you to get a firewall. And number 4, use a VPN, especially when you're using public networks. And this creates a secure and encrypted connection over the internet. And it will be difficult for hackers to intercept anything that you'll be sending. And when you're choosing a VPN, try to choose a reputable VPN provider. And last but not least, do regular backups. So like I always say that with cybersecurity, there is no way you can say my system is 100% secure. Google data centers have been hacked before, and they have the top cybersecurity engineers. So you can never be 100% secure on your system, but you can, however, make sure that even if something happens to your system, something happens to your computer, you should still have your information by doing backup. So regularly back up all your information, all your important files on a separate memory. Maybe you can buy an external hard drive where you put all your information, all your important information, so that if anything happens to your main computer, you have somewhere to get your information back. So this is it, guys. This was just a brief introduction to cybersecurity. And as always, give us a thumbs up if you've liked this video. And if this was your first time coming to this channel, go down there and click on subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you're seeing all our future videos. And if you have any question, go down there in the comment section and write your question, and we'll definitely come back to you. My name is the Duke of Tech. See you on the next one.